everybody, it's Rick down in Charlotte. Welcome to this week's episode of the Street Smart Millionaire. Next week is one of my semi-annual big events. I have 120 guests paying $5,000 to come meet me. They all do over 20 million as realtor and lenders. I have 340 members that pay me 40 grand a year that will be there. So we'll have about 470 people in a room with staff, about 490, 500. We'll be in San Antonio, Texas. I will provide breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, general session, breakout classes. I will teach people what I believe the three things to have a good business are. Number one, you need a steady flow of good, warm leads. Number two, you need a team that creates a world-class experience. We're going to talk about that today. And number three, you need to manage the money at a really high level. I look at my warm leads, and in the mortgage business, I teach my loan reps to generate between 40 and 80 loan leads a month. In the real estate business, I teach my real estate clients to have 25 warm leads a month, people that know you, like you, trust you. So the more warm leads you get, the better your business is. I was talking to somebody yesterday who has 166 leads as a mortgageman. It's too many leads. He only closes 18 deals. The reason his pull-through is too bad, he has too many leads. And there's, like, everybody thinks all leads solve all problems. They do until you get too many leads that you can't take good care of. So I'm going to give you some homework. If you're watching this podcast, I want you to get the book Raving Fans, and I want you to learn how to create a world-class experience so clients are screaming about your experience. Now, as a consumer, rarely am I a raving fan of most companies because they just don't do a great job. They're inconsistent in how they show up. So what is a white glove raving fan experience? Well, I'll give you an example. If you're in the mortgage business, and I call Sean to tell him what's going on with his file, his wife does not inform. I would then send his wife a little quick video on my cell phone telling her what me and Sean talked about. So instead of him going home, say, hey, honey, I talked to Rick. Well, what did Rick have to say? She knows what Rick had to say. So there's little things you can do. Making sure the client knows all their closing costs, making sure the client is updated, making sure the realtors are updated. These are things that you do to create a world-class experience. Meeting with the client live up front, meeting the client live at closing to make sure their closing goes smooth, showing up with non-alcoholic champagne so you can celebrate the closing of the largest and best from the house. These are things that make it a world-class experience. And no matter what business you're in, showing up, following up, whether it's live, Zoom, phone, email. I will tell you this. I don't think anybody does an email or a text and it's considered a world-class experience. I think you can use email and texting to continue the process, but there has to be times where you're talking to the client, Zooming with the client, and meeting with the client live. So I think that getting clients is what I spend a lot of time teaching, creating a world-class experience. I asked myself, two things, what can I do to make it a better world-class experience for my employees, my clients, my family? How do I make it a better world-class experience? Second thing, am I paying it forward? Am I doing enough to change their life? Like, I look at the guy doing this videos. Sean's been with me about 4 or 5 months. Am I changing his life? Well, he's working on his budget. He's working on his weight. He's working on his career. So I want to pay it forward with Sean and everybody else under my authority that their life is better because of the time they spent with me. Now, I will tell you this. I've had about 8 people that have affected my life. These are mentors that have helped me. I had an uncle that got me started early on. I had a furniture salesman manager that taught me about dressing professionally and selling. I had a money guy that taught me about how to save money. I had a billionaire that taught me about how to be a great mortgage man. I had a public speaker that taught me how to be a great public speaker. I have had 2 life coaches. They're not really life coaches. They worked on my life. Both helped me with my spirituality. Both helped me with my marriage. I've had a business coach that taught me how to run a really good business. So I've had these 8 people that have really made a big difference in my life. They poured into me and changed my life. They paid it forward to me. So I need to pay it forward to other people. So I need to make sure that my clients, my people follow me. Like, just so you know, we had 320,000 people look at our stuff last month. That's between my podcast, had about 90,000 throughout the month, all my different videos, all my different platforms. So lots of people are following my message. We had 200 people that raised their hand, said, I'm interested in talking about coaching. If you're ready to talk about a coaching relationship based on the things that you hear me talking about, how to create a world-class experience, how to pay it forward, how to make wealth, how to close loans, how to get real estate sales. If that's something that you want, go online and say you want to have a free consultation, talk to one of my trainers, talk to one of my coaches, talk to one of my salespeople about how I can help you blow up. Because I will tell you this, my purpose, and you need to work on your purpose. My purpose is to create disciples for Jesus, create millionaires, and teach light bills. I'm really clear on what my purpose is. My vision is I want 400 clients at one time to make $1 million. Right now, I have 340 level 3 clients. I have 127 that will make $1 million this year. I have 18 first-time millionaires this year. The 18 people added to my 767 that have made $1 million under my authority. So creating millionaires is really what I want to be about. So if you're ready to start a journey to get to $1 million, and that's a fun end goal that we're going to get to, make $1 million, stay at $1 million, I'd love to help you if you're in the real estate lending business. If you're not in a real estate lending business, go find a coach that fulfills what your goals are. Like, you wouldn't hire me if you wanted to have fun. You would hire me if you wanted to do really well financially. That's what I believe in. Now, I will tell you this. Doing really well at anything is fun. Like last night, Boston Celtics lost to the New York Knicks. OKC lost to Denver Nuggets. Cleveland lost to Indiana. So the 3 favored teams all lost last night because they were not doing everything they needed for the whole period of time. Most of you are really good occasionally. You're not really good over the long haul. So for me, I make sure that I make all my phone calls, do all my Zoom meetings, send all my videos, do all my coaching calls, handle all my new sales, and get it done. Now, to fill this event, just so you know, I did 14 live shows. I average 45 conversations a day. I average 400 Zoom meetings a week. So I know that sounds like a lot. It is a lot. When I hear it, I'm like, oh my God, you're so busy. But I will tell you this. I am actively involved in my business. When I look at the 5 things for a business to succeed, we talked about the 3 areas, leads, team, and money. When I talk about the 5 things, number 1, do you have a steady flow of warm leads? Do you have an active owner? Do you have plenty of capital to be able to get it done? Like, I was talking to my HR person today, and she says, I love that we're a small company. Early on, I thought I wanted to go to a big company, but at a small company, you can make a difference. But the problem with most small companies is the owners don't have capital. I have a lot of capital. So our small coaching company of 100 employees has a lot of capital to be able to do whatever we want to do. Hire any software, feed anybody anything you want, do any parties you want. We can afford to make it a world-class experience because I have the money to pay, because I'm expensive. Magic. We charge $99 for our subscription a month, $750 for our entry-level coaching, $1,500 for our mid-level coaching, $3,500 a month for our high-end coaching, and I have a bunch of clients on $5,000 to $10,000 a month that I coach privately, so that are like owners or regionals or run big real estate companies. So if you're in the real estate and lending business, I have a level where I can help you. If you want to get paid, you want to deliver a world-class experience, and you want to accumulate wealth, I'm your guy, because that's what I'm about. But I'll give you an example. My personal trainer that I've been working out with for 16 years does a fitness workout and a stamina workout. So when I go on Wednesday and Friday nights, I do 1,000 reps in an hour to build my stamina so I could make more phone calls, do more shows, travel, handle my business. So I believe in balance. So I will tell you this. I work really, really, really hard to honor and obey my God. I work really, really hard to put my wife on a pedestal, even though sometimes I don't. I work really hard to meet her needs, take care of her farm needs, because that's her happy place, is the farm. I work really hard to take care of my 2 daughters. They're 41 and 39. I've got 5 grandkids. I work really hard to hang out with them and take care of them. My 2 granddaughters had a dance recital this weekend. We streamed it. I didn't go because it would have been an all-day affair, but I did stream it. I did watch them dance. I did call them and praise them. I thought they did a great job. I work hard to be a good friend. I have 5 really good friends that I care about. I will do anything for them to take care of them and enjoy them. I don't believe you can have more than 5 really good friends. I believe you can be friendly with a lot of people. I have a lot of acquaintances and a lot of people I'm friendly with, but deep, close friends, 5 people. And I know everything about their life and everything that's going on in their life. I work hard on myself. I want to stay mad and glad. There's my emotional state where I try to stay in. I don't want to get angry. I don't want to get sad. I want to be mad when things aren't going well. When I'm disappointed, I want to be glad when things do go well. You know, my guy that works with me will work with me today for a couple hours. And he told me to start journaling and write down 3 to 5 things I'm grateful for. So for 7 days in a row, I wrote down 3 to 5 things that happened that day that I'm grateful for. Some days I've made money in the stock market. I'm grateful for that. Some days I get new clients. I'm grateful for that. Sometimes me and my wife are getting along. I'm grateful for that. I was grateful for my grandkids got to do this dance recital and did a good job. They remembered their steps. I was grateful for that. So I'm writing down 3 to 5 things every day that I'm grateful for. This might help you work on your emotional state. I think that's the purpose of that assignment. And I think that we're not grateful enough. Like I look at it like all the clients I've had, I'm grateful for. All the employees I've had in the past and the current, I'm grateful for. I just lost 2 really good employees and I'm really sad. But I asked myself, are they better off because they knew me? They know how to budget. They bought houses. They've saved money. They have careers. Both of them started, they had no careers, nothing. One was like working at a boat repair shop and one was like a housewife. And now they both have really good sales skills and really good bookkeeping skills. I taught them that. They bought houses. They've saved money. So here's what I will tell you. I make sure that I leave people better off because they've known me. Do they know how to generate leads? Do they know how to manage their money? Do they know how to take care of themselves? I want to be a difference maker in life. And I think that, like, last night, one of my favorite basketball teams is the Denver Nuggets. And Nikola Jokic, I think is his name. Man, last night he put in 42 points. He got 24 rebounds. And his team just didn't help him out. But he led the way. And in the end, the team took him over the hump. They made a big 3. They made some baskets. They made some good stops. They got some rebounds. So I will tell you this. You got to be a game changer, but you got to have some help. I got to have help with social media. Sean's got to take care of me. He's got to set up all the podcasts, get all the guests lined up, get all the cameras done. So when I come down here, I just get to do my thing and talk about wealth and talk about balance. And Sean takes care of it. And then he'll edit it. And then he'll post it. And then he'll get it out. And then once a week, he'll tell me how many views we've had and how many interests we've had. So listen, when it comes to podcasts and social media, you have to, first of all, be credible. So I've been in the mortgage business for 41 years. Last month, just so you know, I have 40 loan reps. I closed 267 loans for $91 million, and I made about 58 basis points profit. So if you're in the mortgage business, those numbers are really, really good. Now, I work at the #1 mortgage company in America, and I'm like number 5 or 6. I'm not even the top branch there. I'm working hard to catch the people in front of me. So listen, you got to be competitive. You got to know your rankings in your company. If you're in the core, you got to know your rankings in the core or where your rankings are in the nation. I interviewed a guy yesterday named Brian McCauley, one of my level 3 clients, been with me for 6 years. He used to be at a big mortgage company and he was number 2. Now he went to our mortgage company. He's number 51. He's better than he's ever been before, but he's in a bigger pool. So it's harder for him to be gigantic. So we're a tougher, more competitive mortgage company than his mortgage company was. So he's number 51 and he's very excited. I'm making the most money I've ever made. I'm the most driven. I'm the most competitive. Now this kid, 80 leads a month, 7-person team, big internet presence. Look up Brian McCauley, does a great job. He is solid citizen. He's a good husband. He's a good dad. He's in really good shape. He's 44 years old. He's going nowhere but up. He's going to become one of my coaches. He wants to start pouring back into the industry that's treated him so well. So he's ready to start paying it forward. But I'll tell you this. He's a world-class loan rep. He has an excellent business. I'm proud to call him my student, and I'm proud of him. I think he's doing really, really well. And I'm looking for game changers. I'm looking for people that are going to be in my audience next week that may be barely big enough to be there, 18, 20 million, and they decide, they see people on stage and say, you know, I'm going to be like that guy. I'm going to blow up and I'm going to get famous and I'm going to be a coach. Imagine next week, we will have 460 people in a room with staff close to 500. 140 of them will make $1 million this year. 18 of them will make $1 million for the first time. You're around the best and brightest in the industry. Now imagine last year in the mortgage business, there was about 250 people that made $1 million, and I have 140 of them in my program. So if you're in the mortgage business or real estate business and you ever dreamed about being really, really big, I'm telling you, I'm the answer. I'm telling you, you come with me, you pay me at whatever level you can afford, subscription for $99, level 1 for $750, mid-range for $1,500, high-end for $3,500, private coaching for $5 to $10,000 a month. You pay me, I will make sure that you win financially. I am committed to building wealth in my clients. I will tell you this. My vision is to have 400 clients that make $1 million in 1 year. The best I've ever done is 500 clients that 300 made $1 million. Now my new vision is smaller. I want 400 clients that make $1 million. That's my vision. My purpose: create disciples for Jesus, create millionaires, teach life balance. My mission: other people's money. Your money matters to me. I will do everything I can to teach you how to get more money, how to save more money, how to create a gap between your overhead and your revenue. I will teach you how to run a P&L. I will teach you how to be on a budget. I will teach you how to invest in the stock market. Just so you know, as of May 1st, I'm down 3% for the year. Now, I was down 17%, made some moves, market made a little rally, and I'm coming back. I will tell you this. By the end of the year, I'll be up 5 to 10% from January 1st. I'll make the right moves. I'll buy the right stocks. I'm non-emotional. I'm tactical about my money. I will put more money in the market at the right time. Like I bought some stocks yesterday. Tomorrow I'll probably buy some more stocks because it's been down for a couple of days. I'll make some good moves. Technology, energy, healthcare. These are things that have been beat up. So when stuff is beat up, I'm a buyer. Okay, so I'll be a buyer of some healthcare. I'll be a buyer of some energy. I'll be a buyer of technology. I will tell you this. I love AI. I love NVIDIA. I love AMD. I love cybersecurity. I own CrowdStrike. I own Palo Alto Network. I think that AI is the future. Technology is the future. And protecting the technology is the future. So I think that technology and cybersecurity are the future. I do like healthcare. I think it's a beat up industry. I do like energy. I think it's a beat up industry. These are things I like. I'm not much of a fan of banking or finance. I don't do much of that, invest in that. I do love Costco. I think it's a great company and a great stock. It's sitting at $1,000 a share. I think it's a really good company. I do own Apple. I sold about a third of my Apple at $235. Right now it's about $199. I think Apple is a really good company. I think Apple and Microsoft and NVIDIA and Amazon are the 4 best companies. I think Meta would be the next level company for me. And I think that those 4 companies are never going to double or triple in a year. But I think that they're going to grow 10 to 20% every year, maybe 5% in a really bad year. I think they're almost like insulation against the market because they're so big. It's almost impossible for them to fail. So I think that when I look at money, this month I saved 32% of my paycheck. I paid down a little bit of my line of credit and I sent the rest to the stock market. I put half of the money in the S&P, and then I put 10% in 5 things. So I invested in the QQQ, some Amazon, some Apple, some Nvidia, some Microsoft. I am merging my 2 portfolios. I did have a portfolio at E-Trading at Wells. I merged all my portfolio to Wells Fargo, one guy, simplify everything. So I had S&P at both places and then QQQ at both places. I just merged those 2 accounts together, and then I got my stocks down to 9. So I have 9 stocks right now that I own. About 6 are long-term keepers. 3 or 4 are stuff that I would trade and get out of. Energy and healthcare I will get out of. I think they're a run, and then I will get out of them. I will not get out of like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Costco, CrowdStrike. Those I will not get out of. I think they're just rock-solid companies. So I will blow up to about 14 different things that I invest in. I will get it down to 10. I will blow it up to 14 or 15. I'll get it down to 10. I hear something I like, or I see something I like. I do some research. I believe in it. I'll invest in. So here's what I'll tell you. You got to generate an income that grows every single year. I think you got to grow 10 to 20% a year. If you pay me, I'll make sure of it. Then you got to have a team that delivers a white glove, world-class raving fan experience, so your clients are screaming at the top of their lungs about how great it is to coach with the core training or to be in my mortgage group. I want them screaming at the top of the lungs because referrals are the best clients. Then I want to manage the money really well. I want to do a really tight P&L. I want to create gap between my overhead and my revenue. Then I want to invest in my infrastructure, software, hardware, employees, training. And then I want a really tight personal budget where I'm accumulating wealth and my stocks are going up and my equity in the house is going up. So I want more equity in my houses because of appreciation and decreasing the debt. And I want more of my equities in the stock market to go up in value. I want to write big checks. I opened my charitable trust. I already funded it for the first time this year. I made the biggest commitment to charity I've ever made in 1 year. I feel really good about it. It was scary to write that money, but I know I'm a steward of the money. Because I'm a steward of the money, it's not mine. I'm entrusted to take care of this money. So I've accumulated a lot of wealth. So I'm splitting my money up between a charitable trust and a dynasty trust. The dynasty trust to take care of my kids and grandkids and great-grandkids and great-grandkids. The charitable trust is something I want to go on forever, ever. I think my charitable trust, if I can keep funding it for the next 5 to 10 years, will be a big enough entity that will carry on forever and ever, and I can make a big difference. I think that, first you want to provide for your family, then you want to create a retirement, then you want to create a legacy that carries on forever and ever. And I think that those are things that you need to work on to take your business to the next level. I look at some of the people in my life, and I'll tell you about a guy that was really great for me last week. So I've been doing a lot of talks around the country to get clients to come to my event. And Ben Lemon is one of my coaches in Utah. And a client asked if I would come out there and do an event. I said yes. And then Ben did an event. So the client had about 200 people. Anthony Van Dyke, a guy I really like, been a client for 6 or 7 years, does really, really well. Not an elite producer, but a really good producer, really good man, really good loan rep, does an excellent job, put 200 people in the room, had me at his office. We had a little bonfire party. He did a great job. I mean, I really appreciate what he did. And you can see why he makes a lot of money. His details are great. His follow-up is really good. He's very respectful. I really enjoy Anthony Van Dyke. And then I went over and did an event for Ben, and he's just does a little more business than Anthony. He's a little more influential than Anthony. He had a really good event. And then we had a happy hour where we had 20 people come over to a happy hour. That's where I really got to sign up some clients. And then we went to Ben's house and had a bonfire. So I had a bonfire 2 nights in a row, yelled at a bunch of people for an hour and a half each, saw some people at a party. That's a pretty fun life. Now, I will tell you this. I guarantee you, I affected some change in a lot of people in that room. Some of those people, just so you know, from Utah, 9 people signed up to come to my event. So those 9 people, I have a chance to make a big impact in their life. But I will tell you this, if it wasn't for a great client like Anthony Van Dyke, and it wasn't for a great client and coach like Ben Lemon, I wouldn't get that opportunity to be in front of those people. So they're a raving fan about me. So I've taken such good care of Anthony and such good care of Ben that they want to scream at the rafters. Imagine Anthony put over 200 people in a room for me. That was great. And Ben put almost 300 people in a room for me. Those people are raving fans of the Coors and of mine. And because I've gone the extra mile with them on their businesses and their teams and their money and their leads, they're willing to go the extra mile for me. That's kind of what we started talking about creating a raving fan experience, that you take your client's experience to the next level and you blow them away with follow-up and content and caring and understanding and weaving back in what they said about you. You make it a world-class experience, your business will dominate. Like you look at my mortgage business. I've been in the business for 41 years. I'm the biggest right now I've ever been in my life, 41 years in. I'm doing really well. I have 40 really good loan reps. I work really hard to take care of her. I had one of my loan reps come down to see me today, and he said, Rick, I want to give you an update. I'm working really hard. I'm getting busy. I'm closing 5 or 6 loans a month. I just want to thank you, and I'm feeling really good about your business. Now, a lot of times when people are waiting to see me, it could be some bad news, but this was good news, and I felt good about it. And a lot of my loan reps are doing really well. My best loan rep, Lizzie Hoffer, who works for me, had 38 closings last month for $16 million. Wow, that's a lot of business. So she was my top loan rep in my group, did the most loans in my group. And, I look at, Katie Siegel had 16, Aaron Denton had 24, Meg Robb had 15, Steve Stork had 15. Like, these people work for me, and I'm honored that they work for me. They could go be their own boss. They could go work for themselves, but they chose to work under my authority. And I just wonder, whose authority are you under? Like, do you listen to anybody? Are you making your own way by yourself? Now, listen, I will tell you, I have a client that I consult to, and he's very, very loaded. He's probably the wealthiest man I've ever personally known in my life, multi-billionaire, super wealthy, and I consult to him. And I will tell you this, most of his life was self-made. He figured out everything himself. That's not how I did it. I did it coming up under 8 coaches and 8 mentors. So if I were you, I would go out and seek out coaches and mentors, pay them, align with them, trade them, barter, whatever you want to barter. But I would go find people that are doing really well. I met a young man about a month ago, pretty sharp mortgage man, doing really well. A lot of loan reps, a lot of loans. He's not making any money. One of his good friends is one of my clients for 11 years who makes about $7 million a year. Yes, I have clients that make $7 million a year. So this client of mine makes $7 million. He told his friend, you need to hire Rick. So he called me. We've had a couple conference calls, a couple Zoom meetings. He's scheduled to come out here, and he hasn't come out. I don't know what's stopping him from it. I know what's stopping him. He doesn't want to surrender to my authority. I'm telling you, I'm a man that's under authority. I'm under God's authority. I'm under wife's authority. I'm under my boss, Ron's authority. I'm under Roy, my mentor's authority. So there's 4 people I'm under authority to. God, my wife, Ron, and Roy. I'm under their authority. I have 35 coaches that are under my authority. I have 340 level 3 clients that are under my authority. I have 40 loan reps that are under my authority. I have 1,000 clients between my level 3 and my level 2 and my level 1. I have 1,000 clients. I already have 1,500 clients on my subscription. So listen, hire a coach. If you're in the mortgage or real estate business, hire me. I will not disappoint. But I will tell you this. I have a subscription. You can hear about me, what I'm teaching all the time. I have a level 1 if you're under 10 million for $750 a month. I have a level 2 if you're between 10 and 20 million for $1,500 a month. And if you're over 20 million a month, you need to come to one of my events. You need to spend $5,000, come hang out with me and my coaches to see what a high-end coaching relationship will look like. I'm telling you this. This is my purpose, to blow people away financially. You should let me. You should be under my authority. Let me help you be all you can be. If you're not in the mortgage and real estate business and you're listening to me, go find a coach, a business coach, not a life coach. Go find a business coach. Now, just so you know, in all coaching relationships, a little life is done. You're going to do a little life coaching. Go find a business coach that you believe in their values, their philosophy. Snuggle up, line up, hold on, because the ride is going to be wild. I'll tell you this, the 8 mentors that have fired me up over the years taught me everything: how to dress, how to sell, how to coach, how to public speak, how to manage money, how to invest in the stock market. I'm a conglomerate of those 8 people pouring into me and making me what you're seeing today. And listen, I'm about half of the man I'm going to become. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep earning. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep changing the planet. So if you ever feel that you're in the mortgage or real estate business, you want my help, track me down, go online, find my phone number, call me, talk to one of my salespeople, talk to one of my trainers, talk to one of my coaches. I'm all about helping people be all they can be. Listen, I'm going to have a great event next week. I want you to pray for the travel and safety of all my members. Pray that we have a good event. And I'm going to do the best I can next week and do everything I can to blow people away, that they have a white glove experience in San Antonio with me and my 35 coaches. And we're going to have a great group of 500, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. I want you to have a lot of fun, make a lot of money, run a good experience, manage your money well, and have a good life. Have a great week. Rick Ruby, Street Smart Millionaire, over and out.